You guys kind of get started this week. What are some of your initial impressions of Rutgers and the battle they present on Saturday?
Yeah, it's going to be quite the challenge. We knew that when we scheduled it. Coach Pikel's done a tremendous job. I think he's been up there for 7 or 8 years, and he's built a brand of basketball that people that follow the game respect. They got a toughness about them. They play together. They got a core group of guys that have been there, done that for them, and he's just really done a really good job with the program. And they got great size. They protect the rim at an elite level. They got some dynamic scoring to go along with it, and they're getting healthy. They just got a kid back that hadn't been playing, and he was a core player for them in years past, and they're getting healthier. It seems like every week.
Paul, go ahead for two.
I'm sure you preach it to them all the time, and I heard you mention it to us after the game Sunday and also on the post-game show. But just to get DJ and Cam to where they are aggressive and attack the basket instead of settling for perimeter shots. And I know sometimes DJ ends up with the ball in his hand when the shot clock's running out, and a lot of those shots he has to take to try to beat the clock. But how important is that for this team's offense?
Yeah, it's huge. They, especially DJ, he obviously, gets college basketball at this point in his life. And I think he has figured out, a style individually for him to play within the framework of what we're trying to do to be most effective. And he's playing right now for us, how we've been envisioning him playing in terms of getting downhill more, not settling for the pull-up, not picking the ball up too early, fighting for pickups closer to the rim if it's not a drive that finishes in a natural layup, etc. And then when he does, to use his length and his vision to find other people and create scoring opportunities for his teammates. And then, sometimes, like a lot of players, when that shot clock gets to 10, 9, 8, and they got the ball in their hands, they feel like it's time to go shot clock mode. And he got into a bad habit of that last year, and even sometimes this fall. But I think he's learned and he's grew from that, and he understands that there's still a lot of time left, for us to figure out, trying to manufacture a good shot as the shot clock is dwindling down. And I think that's been the most growth that I've seen with him, is just being more aggressive, of getting straight downhill, playing north and south, not east and west, and not settling, for mid-range pull-ups, and even just if it's going to take him, 3 dribbles to get to the charge circle instead of 2, take that extra dribble, get a little bit deeper, and just be more physical. And the thing that stuck out the most was his willingness to crash the offensive glass in our last outing. He was rewarded, with some offensive rebounds, and sometimes you crash and aren't, but hopefully because he was rewarded in this particular game, that will give him even more reason to continue to do that, because that really, really helps us. Our 2s and 1s obviously don't, scoop up a lot of offensive rebounds. It's really not part of our scheme, but we need him to join the 4s and 5s, and that gives us, a better chance to get those second chance points.
Obviously, kind of a unique deal playing 2 days before Christmas. What will y'all get any time off for Christmas holidays, or what's kind of the schedule after Rutgers?
Yeah, we'll go our separate ways for the most part when that game's complete, and then we don't play until the 31st, so we still have a chance to have a nice break, which I'm a big proponent of. I think that's where they need to be. They need to be with their families celebrating Christmas, and equally important from the basketball perspective is just to get away from it a little bit and get off their legs and just kind of rest their bodies and their minds, and enjoy the holiday with their families. And but we'll bring them back on the 27th that evening, so we'll still have, 3.5 full days of preparation for our game against Bethune-Cookman.
We'll go to coaches left with Benjamin and then Justin.
Paul asked about Cam and DJ. What have you seen from them in terms of the way they play together on the court, their chemistry, and how it's continued to grow? Obviously, they've been playing together since they were in high school.
Yeah, I didn't really answer Paul's two-part question or two-person question, but I will now. Cam was ticked off. I could use a different word. That's probably more appropriate. He had an edge about him before the ball was tipped. You'd have to ask him why. I'm not sure. I've got my own thoughts on it, but he's better that way. Some guys aren't. Some guys need to be more chill and more relaxed, and Cam needs his motor running hot. He needs to be, just aggressive from the jump. And I'm not sure exactly, like I said, how he got to that point before the ball was tipped, but I could see it, and that influenced his play on the court. And when we're our best, I don't think we expect him to have a stat line like that every single night, but we expect him to play with that kind of aggressiveness and that kind of athleticism, and just knowing that, that's his responsibility for us. He has to be, that energy warrior, if you will, and a guy that, plays so hard that everybody feels like, man, I better join in, or he might get mad at me, or whatever the case may be. And we've been encouraging him behind the scenes to be more vocal with his teammates. They will listen to you, they respect you, and he's been doing that, and he did it in that game. And then even like I said, when people watch him, when his teammates watch him, I gotta believe they think, hey, I better get with it too. Otherwise, I don't want to be called out, by my teammates for not playing, with that kind of intensity.